Hey everybody, Cam Capital here with a video on May 4th. Happy Star Wars Day if you're into that. Tomorrow's probably a better day, Cinco de Mayo. But here we go. So we're going to look at overall market conditions. I don't have enough time to do multiple videos today. I apologize. I had some stuff come up right at the bell, and I have practice for basketball starting up as here in Washington State. Winter sports are starting for high school thanks to Governor Inslee not shutting the state down again. So, big red day all across the market. Dow ended up going green, but here you see S&P 500, pretty significant sell-off, bounced off 411.67. You see when we zoom out to daily, some resistance around the 412 level for SPY, but also, you know, this could be a sign of things to come. So if you look at the daily chart, daily probably shows way more right here. And let me adjust this volume because I had it changed for GameStop. Which I'm not going to have time to bring it up and talk about it, but it did bounce off 151, closed at 160, right at its rising line of support. But here, SPY on daily, right, so now we got like six red candles in a row, actually increased with the gaps overnight. But you see here, we sold off all the way down to this 412, about this 22 EMA on the daily, and into this, 411 area that's been acting as resistance here in the past, beginning of April, and we come down, basically come up, so basically kind of making this somewhat of a hammer candle, maybe a top here, but really long wick. So buyers came in, bought the dip real high, highest amount of volume we've had, in all of April. So really, so volume that we had today was something we had back in March, so a lot of buyers came out. But big thing about, why did we possibly sell off today? Well, if we go here to CNN business, always trust your reliable CNN, but turmoil rocks the repo market. So the Fed had tightened up some policy things on repos, and they went into effect today. And so the repo market actually, you can read this article, but the 10-year Treasury yield in the repo market plunged to minus 4%. So basically, investors were paying to borrow it, and this isn't incredibly rare or not an uncommon occurrence, I should say. Recently, right, the Fed had to bail out the repo markets in 2019, and the money market started failing last year in 2020. And so on top of that too, you had Treasury Secretary Yellen today talking about increasing rates short term because the economy could be overheating, and then just minutes ago she walked that back. So just not getting a lot of truth out anywhere, but I think it's kind of the thing where they're trying to hide everything is for as long as possible going on right here. But pretty interesting here. 10-year Treasury spiked to 1.6. If you go down here even farther, you have this New York Fed president, former Fed president, saying Treasuries are 1.6. They really should be between 3 and 4%, so looking at doubling or 2.5 timesing. And every time those Treasury yields rise, tech stocks get smacked, as now how their future cash flows are discounted by an increased rate, and that is affected essentially exponentially. So that drastically changes their future valuations and market caps. But pretty good article here about everything that's going on. But here the Fed is purchasing $80 billion in Treasuries every month, so it's a QE program. And so one thing that they did change here with the repo market is there's not one every single week, it's every 2 weeks, bilaterally, and they were doing balancing in the mornings and afternoons, and now they're only doing it in the mornings. So quite a big change, and that caused a drop off today. And you can kind of tell that the markets didn't like it, so it could be these stocks, hedge funds and everything kind of getting payback on the banks, selling this off, putting them in turmoil. As the Fed's also raised margin limits for hedge funds and other large institutions. But pretty big drop today, the biggest volatility we've had in multiple weeks. This candle, engulfing candle, is pretty similar to this one. But we should look at like potential plays for tomorrow. Let's see if tech bounces back. So the first takeaway from myself here is that's the first time we've closed below the 9 EMA in 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 trading days. The last time we did, we bounced right back over it. But we do have quite a different chart setup here. So we have this doji. You can call this a an evening star type signal where we gap above, close above, then gap below the next time down. Signaling market momentum's changing. We sell back off to the 9 EMA, then get a bullish engulfing candle. Right, the open and close of this candle on 21st is outside the 20th, and then the next day, the 22nd, we get an inside candle, or you'd call this a bullish harami if you use traditional candlestick patterning. And usually you like to see this inside candle be a lot smaller and in the upper half of the engulfing candle, but we don't get that. But still, sellers couldn't push it below or even get down at the close of the day from the prior day, and then break out big green candle, and then we get some consolidation here, where we had the prior top, right? So where the evening star was, get some indecision here, spinning top. You can call that kind of a hammer type here with the little wick, but still a lot of resistance around that 418 level. And then we get the breakout of that level on the close of the gap up for the Fed speech last Wednesday and Biden's State of the Address. Gap down the next day, another spinning top indecision, move up Friday, and then we got the gap down. Or excuse me, you got the move up over the weekend, and then the gap down last night. Due today, continued sell off. You can see as the 9 EMA today, that was going to be moved lower, but as this candle and buyers came into the afternoon, the 9 EMA touches right at the top, 416.63. The high today, 14.6. 14.16.6 was the high. Wow, my speech impediment here, but got the close right there. So we could have quite a bit of indecision today, right? So this one candle here would show that, hey, buyers are really protecting the 412 level. So I think that 412 for $11 area is a great area to risk off of. Quite a bit of people probably bought the dip today, especially as the VIX crossed back below $20. Over here I have UVXY 3 times. Was watching it, and really it sold off like 20 cents in the last 10 minutes. Otherwise would have had a much stronger day. I was watching Apple at the end of the day. Still considering maybe a small position overnight, as Apple sold off pretty hard. Got down to 126, basically back down to 50-day EMA going forward. But here we'll also look at tech stocks. With tech stocks here further moved down, 342 down to 326. And you see here, so you zoom out kind of on volume, kind of didn't quite touch the volume support down to 325, got a little bounce above that. But you see here, looking back to the left, we did have prior consolidation support on that level. Buyers came in off of, but here you can also see much more of a gap for tech stocks, and the Treasury yield after hours are still looking to rise above that 1.6 level. So we could be in trouble for tech stocks going into the rest of the week, and Treasury secretaries is to speak on Friday. In terms of small companies today, COCP, very small, dollar stock, huge move up to 346, big pullback second half of the day. What was another, drawing brain fart here now. That was a big one. You also had leads take off in the afternoon, big squeeze, pull back after hours. But so even with the markets down today, there were some runners out there. So hopefully you were at the ready and were able to make some plays today. So that's what I got for you guys. Let me know in the comments what other stocks you're looking at for this upcoming week. I know cryptos are going nuts right now. Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Bitcoin's kind of a quiet guy right here. So Riot, Mara, those aren't doing much, but Doge is getting hot with Elon's supposed to speak on Saturday. So let me know your thoughts on those in the comments as well. I have multiple of my high school basketball players ask me every single day about Dogecoin and other cryptos. So obviously the younger group is getting in on it with that Robinhood, Webull, adding it to their services. So appreciate you taking time to watch the video, and we'll see you in the next one.